Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon you all. We are here again with another podcast with the Gems, and I'm delighted to say that we have another sister from Gems of Faith, Asya, with us. Assalamu alaikum, Asya.
Wa alaikum salam.
And we also have Sister Kaarima here, which we're delighted that we're going to be interviewing today, and I'm excited. Assalamu alaikum, Kaarima.
Wa alaikum salam.
So today's topic is finding your way to God, finding your way back to Allah. So Kaarima, can you give us a bit of a background story?
I grew up in Brighton and my family was Roman Catholic on both sides. So I grew up under the United Reformed Church. I was in Sunday school and in Girls' Brigade.
Mm-hmm.
And as I grew older, I started to find more of the subcultures within Brighton. So I was heavily tattooed, pierced, and ended up on the Gothic subculture whilst living there.
Okay, that's interesting. That's really interesting because we can't see that with what you're wearing and the complete cover. That's amazing. What was the challenges that you had to face, Kaarima, since becoming a Muslim? Did you have any struggles?
I was blessed with my mum because she works at the Royal Courts of Justice in London, so she works with a lot of Muslims.
Okay.
So she was absolutely fine. She knows what being a Muslim is and everything and how nice they are. The struggles I had were more the people around me. So I had to report a few hate crimes from people that knew me before I reverted and reacted really badly to the transition, even calling me indoctrinated and everything like that. And suddenly I started to see what Muslims go through on more of a daily basis.
Wow. So you kind of stepped into their shoes, and and it's not easy, is it? You hear the stories and you think, oh, I don't know what's all the fuss, until you actually walk in their shoes. Wow.
I thought I had a thick skin, but it gets to you because you think, it's my life. What has it got to do with anybody else, what I'm doing? I'm not hurting anyone.
It's like no one sees you anymore. They see what you look like from the outside. It's like you've become invisible.
So, what made you decide that Islam was a right religion for you? Like, what made you think, yeah, this is for me, you know?
So I was learning more about it because my brother had reverted and I didn't want to be ignorant to what he needed from Islam. And if he come around here, I wanted to be aware because I knew they had different requirements than what, say, I had at that point. So I was asking my friend who's a revert loads of questions. She was sending me loads of stuff and I just realised that you can't argue it. It's just the truth. Right. And that's what made me see exactly what it is. And you see the complete opposite of when you're told like, oh, women are oppressed and this, that and the other. You suddenly realise how women are so highly regarded.
So before obviously reverting, and then obviously, like you said, your brother reverted as well. What were the sort of things that you knew about Islam before all that? Like, what was your image of it?
So I knew that they ate different foods, well, halal foods. I knew that they prayed, but I didn't know how often they prayed. I just knew that they prayed a lot more than most Christians and stuff like that. And other than that, it's mostly what you get spoon-fed from the media, which isn't always the right portrayal.
So, Kaarima, did you find Islam in a time where you really needed it? Or was it just
I've been through another breakup. I was on my own for a year. And I'm going to be honest, this shocks most people. I was into all the paganism stuff beforehand. And my life was really stalled and I didn't know why. And then the more I found Islam, the more I found myself moving forward, even in past trauma and stuff like that. I've started to actually heal and move forward, whereas before I was just hitting brick walls all the time.
When you have a faith, you can take the pain and push it towards that, and it gives it a meaning and a purpose, and it's easier to heal. And then when you don't, it's just internally, affecting you.
Yeah, and it comes out in other negative ways. Like sometimes it'd just be me snapping at people for no reason. And Islamically, that makes you think, I can't speak to people like that. I have to be kind. So how else am I going to deal with this?
So what a dramatic change from a heavy metal chick to a fearing covered sister.
Yeah, and it does shock people.
Dramatic
But
changes.
I've got one friend who's known me for a long time, and she said, knowing your heart and who you are, it didn't surprise me that you ended up Muslim.
Wow. So, Kaarima, what would you say to someone that's, exploring the faith now, like looking into it? What would you say? Where would you tell them to look or go, or what would you advise?
I always try to make sure they understand the prayer and the basic, the 5 pillars of Islam, and get them to talk to other sisters so that they really see how open and friendly and welcoming they are, because that's something I'd never had before, even in the Catholic Church. So it's really beautiful to be so welcomed, and I was so shocked because I'd never had that in life before.
Wow. See, that gets me, because it's to show love doesn't cost anything, to reach out doesn't cost anything, yet people hold back. No matter what faith you are, what background, it's something that everyone is deserving of, and you're right, in Islam you don't gain friends, you gain sisters.
Yeah,
so
and it's really nice knowing that even with social media, there's sisters from complete opposite ends of the country that are there for you at the drop of a hat, because Islamically you're their sister and they want to be there for you.
It's not they feel like they need to, it's that they actually want to.
Yeah,
they want to be there, and where you get usually people saying, oh, so and so keeps telling me too much. Here you've got a sister saying, no, why haven't you been telling me? I want to know. I want to share your pain. I want to help you here. And I think I can speak as well the same, even though born Muslim, until I went into my faith and found the right sisters, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah,
I felt like I was a burden if I went to someone, and now you've got people running to you saying, no, but I want to help. And you're like, where did these people come from? Why would you want to help me? So I get it. I absolutely do get it. So Kaarima, was your family accepting of your changes?
my mum, yes. My dad, not so much. He had a different mindset, and okay. I don't know if that was just how he was raised or his era, but no, my mum, she was absolutely brilliant. I mean, she still takes water bottles into her work because she knows that sometimes her work colleague forgets them and he needs them for wudu. So
and what would you say has been your biggest change?
Covering shaved head.
Okay.
So I had it shaved here, and underneath. I had all my piercings and tattoos on show. And even though I didn't dress in a bad way, I was uncovered. And I did get a lot of unwanted attention because random men would grab me just to stop and look at my tattoos. And I'd be really uncomfortable. I'd be like, please don't touch me. We just want to look at your tattoos. Okay, look from a distance, you don't have to touch me. But now I feel safe when I'm out being covered. When I started wearing the niqab, I was like, I wonder how I'm going to feel, but I fell in love instantly, and that was that.
Amazing, because a lot of the times, what media and people think when they don't know is they think, oh, well, no, they would say the opposite to what you're saying. Oh, you're free, you're comfortable in your skin when you're not covered, but you're saying the opposite. You actually felt uncomfortable and not as safe when you weren't covered, yet when you're through your own choice, you've chosen to cover and you feel more safe for it.
And I'll say to any sister that's struggling with hijab or anything like that, I get a lot more respect. Say if I go past a guy too close and I don't realise and I've nearly knocked into him, he'll be the one that says, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. there's a lot more respect in how I'm treated, even by non-Muslim men, than before.
It just shows that, you know, there's a purpose, there's a reason behind the covering. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't oppress us. It actually elevates us.
And my personality's still there. I still go out and I talk to random old ladies, you know, I'm still me. I smile at everyone I go past. It's just that I've chosen to cover and I feel safer.
And Kaarima, you've got kids, right?
Yeah.
And how do they feel with mummy's change? Because obviously there's a dramatic change here, isn't there?
I've asked them before, and I've had other people ask them, and they said, we've never seen our mum so happy. And that was enough for me.
And that just shows you've done a good job with your children, because they're, you know, they don't just judge, they're actually viewing, they're seeing, and they can see like a cover doesn't change who mummy is. And the beauty about our faith is it doesn't make you, it gives you that contentment, and also it gives you, I believe it gives you confidence.
Yeah, I feel more secure in myself, because no matter what I do, I know Allah's with me.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the content, that's the biggest you can, I mean, what can you get other than that? Like,
a lot of my depression from before I was Muslim was feeling so alone all the time. And now you know that even when you're alone, Allah's with you. That takes away a lot of that loneliness.
And I think me and Elsie, we can agree to this, can't we? It's just we being a new Muslim or being born Muslim, or and anyone with a faith, when you have God, when you have Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, it makes it easier to get through things. It just gives your pain a purpose. It's like, well, I'm going to get through this because Allah, clearly God tells us he doesn't give us a burden we can't carry. So this ain't a burden. This is going to be, you know, there's going to be success after this. So,
and I'd say to any new Muslim sister to just be patient with their journey and stick it out, because it is worth it. And that no matter what people around you are doing, just stick to what you want.
And also, sisterhood, a good group of sisters is so important. Because they're the ones that you need to lean on when you're having your wobbly days, because you're going to have your wobbly days. We're human. Before anything, we're human. So you need someone to remind you, yeah, but remember, come on, you're going to get through this, because we did. So would you say you have a good group of sisters behind you, Kaarima?
Now I do, yeah. Before, not so much. And you do start to stall a bit, and you do start to kind of drop bits that you shouldn't be dropping, because you've got no one there to kind of pick you up and say, you know, come on, this is where it's heading, or we've all felt like this is normal, you know, just take it step by step, blah blah blah. So you start to just drop things, and this is probably why some sisters do go back to their old life. So it is important to have that right sisterhood around you, because they constantly lift you up as a person as well as Islamically.
Whether you're, you know, whether you're a Muslim or not, but you have that faith, you need someone to keep reminding you of it. You're feeling like this now and it's okay, but you need to get up. You need to get out of it. You need to progress. It's when you're stalling and you stop and then you think, actually, there's nowhere out, you know, there's no way out of this. I'm just going to keep falling down. So that circle is so important. It's so important. And the power of dua, the power of prayer, that what would have connected you, what would have connected me to the sisters, it would have been through my prayer, because I didn't go over to them and say, I need your help, because some of us don't have that confidence, but yet it's happened. So it's something greater has heard and delivered.
That's definitely another thing for all sisters to do and focus on, is, like you say, dua, because when they see it start to be answered is when they're going to realise that, yes, this is for me. Yes, this is the right path. And they really have to focus on making that.
Yes, it's a journey. It's called a journey for a reason. And it was never said it was made easy. We never got told it was made easy. We just know it was a journey from Allah to Allah. So before we end, Kaarima, is there anything you would like to say to anyone out there? This is your moment. Is there anything that you would like to say out there to anyone?
I would say reach out to the sisterhood and know that you have people around you, because I think for most of us being humans, that is something we crave, that social side. And to have that right circle really helps you progress in your journey. You may have been taking tiny little baby steps, and then you find your circle and you're taking like a big step each day. Doesn't have to be anything major. Just find that right circle. You will see the difference in how your mindset starts to change.
And Asya, would you like to say anything before we end the podcast?
Oh, I think I just agree with them. Whether you're a revert, it's for everyone. Your circle is so important. Like 100%, I agree with what you're saying. It is, because your circle can make or break you, and the people that you have around you in the worst of times, they're supposed to be there to, help pick you up, not bring you down. So it's so important. Just you can get that right, then you're halfway there, because you are the people that you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with people that are negative and they're not encouraging you, then of course you're gonna go on a bit of a downward spiral or compromise things that you yourself wouldn't want to. So it is so important, but it's not going to happen overnight. People are going to come in and out of your life for whatever reason, whether it's a blessing or a lesson, but just be patient. This is your journey. Make dua, and Allah will definitely send you people that are good for you.
Absolutely. And once you trust Allah, khalas, that's it. When you rely on Allah, all He asks us is call on me and I will respond to you. That's all He says. Well, thank you very much, Kaarima. Thank you very much, Asya. We're going to end the podcast there. If anyone's been affected by today's topic or wants to write in or email in, please email into Gems of Faith. Please continue to support us. And if you've got a story you want to share, we'd love to hear what you've got to say. And just share the stories. You never know which podcast is going to help who. But thank you for listening. Take care, look after yourselves, and bye for now.